Alrighty, so the reason I'm making this video um, is because I want to have like maybe a future interest mod sort of thing where I show you guys some things I've already worked on in my personal mod, and maybe I can transfer that into a standalone mod. This one is going to kind of show you Angie, not the character that I'm playing, Sigon de Backlaw, but Angie. We all know Angie to be the only archer, physical archer trainer in Skyrim that will give you like an archery course. And she lives up in the hills of the Gerald Mountains, or up in the mountain. And why did she do that? Why did she live up there? Well, her backstory is she lived in Helgen, and two Imperial soldiers got drunk and murdered, or probably raped and murdered her family. Don't know if she had any siblings or not, but eventually she took the law into her own hands and she killed these two Imperial soldiers, and she ran off into the hills, the mountains. So your imagination is key in between these points. You know, you role play. How do you put her where she is? So there's two sorts of versions that you can of course do this. You can even download her as an Imperial character, and state that she once served in the Stormcloak army and she was once a very, very good marksman. Maybe she's now a war criminal, because the heroes of one army is the villains of another. It's no good or bad. So this is a sort of thing where I tell you two different stories about Angie, one being Stormcloak and one being Imperial. And I guess to say you do it yourself. You know, you put your imagination to. I give you one tick here. Just gotta weather, clear, set game hour. Alrighty, so here she is right here. Angie Arrowseeker. Now, like I've said in the past, and even if you see my Cora mod, there's my character's twin sister. Put a shield in your back, you dupe. I like to spend some time on body slide and create them a unique body shaped for only for them. And then I like to create some armor or clothing.
Oh no, you don't.
The last time this happened, one of my followers died. So, like I said, I like to create him a unique body and create him some unique armor to mold that body, and some clothing, some vanilla clothing, you know, some farm gear, nothing skimpy, just base game gear. And this is what I've done for Angie. So let me just give her a shit, right, so I can show you her body. Angie. I make the underpants individual things too, so you can have the bra on, the panties off, whatever the hell you want. I've done this. So this is Nord UA's armor coming from the mod called Guard Armor Replacer. Very, very good mod, mate. It's like it's a must-have mod for guard armor, and it even outfits the Stormcloak army, which is awesome. Not just the Stormcloaks, but the rebels and everything. It's you know, like the Windhelm guards will have their own cool looking armor, and you'll see that in the rebel army, of course. But you'll see a lot more like Pale and Riften inspired armors in the rebel army. Anyway, so what I've done, I've essentially gone into this mod and I've mixed and matched a lot of his projects together for the rebels, and I've kind of added the shoulders to this. Doesn't naturally have shoulders, and the helmet doesn't have the bear helmet. This is something for the officers. That's just your standard run-of-the-mill light combat helmet. And I really wanted to make a unique sort of armor for Angie, which made her look like a very good sort of marksman. And this is my personal mod. I would have no trouble transferring this over to a standalone project, and this is the reason I'm making this mod, to see if people are interested in having Angie as a character to play as. So, she has her own unique body, her own unique armor that isn't your standard run-of-the-mill guard armor replacer armor. It's mixed and matched to make it look a lot more unique. That little blue stripe is not part of the mod, of course. That's the race menu overlay, so underneath that, you know, it won't come with the mod. That's for you to add, because I like using race menu overlays to add face paints and that, and put tattoos to my characters so I can remove them later, customize them. So let's talk about the sort of things you'd have for imagination. Say you're playing a Stormcloak soldier, you know, the Civil War is going strong, and you go up the mountains and you find Angie, and you find the reason she's up there is because she killed two Imperial soldiers that killed her family. Well, there's plenty of reasons for the Nords to join the Stormcloaks. You've got heritage, you've got patriotism, you've got religion, you've got hate. They hate the Empire, especially her. She hates the Empire for what for the soldiers to do her family. You've got religion for them outlawing Talos. You've got heritage. You want Skyrim to be free. You've got patriotism, which falls with the line of heritage. You've got Ulfric Stormcloak. You want him to be your true High King, and of course, mixing with heritage, you want Skyrim to be its own land for its own people, not being part of a bigger outside influence. And she would fall into the line of hate. She might be more than willing to pick up her bow and arrows and go to war. And go to war with the Empire because of what they did to her family. Or you can play an Imperial soldier. The war is done and over. But maybe the time's been since the war is over. You've travelled up the mountains and you've found this huntress. You have no idea of her past. Again, she's trained you in archery. Maybe she's told you that she killed these people. She doesn't know that you're an Imperial legate. She has no idea. But you understand why she's done it. These two men were bad apples, and bad apples need to be cut from the tree. You're not going to blame her for killing these two men that killed her family, even if they were Imperial soldiers. You might not even know that she was once a Stormcloak soldier. That's the great backstory of these hidden characters. You know some bits about why she's up there, but you don't know why she's up there right now. Helgen is destroyed. Anybody with knowledge in her deeds of killing Imperial soldiers would be gone with them. But again, this is why I'm kind of giving her this character in my game, being a vicious, not a vicious, but a very well-known Stormcloak archer. Maybe there's a reason she's living up there, but the time my character comes along and gets physical training from her is because, well, she was a Stormcloak assassin pretty much. Or like a very high-known, one of those really well-known Stormcloak soldiers. And of course, the hero of one side is a villain of another. And whoever wins, well, the heroes of the other team normally become the criminals and the villains. All the war crimes get stacked up. There's no good side, there's no bad side to war. It's just whoever's there, whoever's there. Whoever wins are the heroes, and whoever loses are the villains. And in my game, she'll become a villain because the Stormcloak's lost, and that's the reason she's a hermit. But anyway, I'm going to show you her body. So, like I said beforehand, I would create characters with their own unique bodies. They won't come with a CBB format or a UMP format. If they're a standalone character, I'll probably make them travel around Skyrim to make them feel a lot more alive. If they're an existing character, I won't touch their AI. Like Angie, she'll just do her own thing. But I want to give them unique armors, or not really unique armors that fit their body, but I want to give them unique body. I like to spend some time body slide and trying to craft something different for them. And so just make sure she's got the underpants that I put in there for her. Yep. Don't want to take that one off. Here it is. So this is her body. Pride of Valhalla. It's UMP based. It's nowhere near as good as I possibly made other followers, but I didn't want to make it too bulky, but I wanted to make it like firm and strong and Nordic, as in somewhat thick. Not like their brains, just like to deal with the cold and stuff like that. So this is Angie. I gave her a last name, like a Nordic name, Arrowseeker, because the arrows always seek the Imperial foes, and all sorts of stuff like that. I don't know what a body weight is, but normally when I create them a body slide, I make both the low weight and the high weight the exact same, so there's no alternate weird shape. Yeah, so I won't release like a CB version of this because she's a unique character. You'll have a unique armor, clothes shaped to her. And I even had in the past like a leather, like a hide armor with archery assets to it and stuff. And I had that in the past, but I changed the body shape today, and this is the reason I'm making this video because it just didn't look right. And I'm gonna remake that for her. So like, if she's not part of your Stormcloak army and it's after the war, she wouldn't want to be wearing that anymore. She might wear something vanilla inspired, with hide gear, but with extra elements to make it look unique, which I've done, but I've got to reshape that to her body. Yeah, so just want to show you. Leave me a comment, guys, because I'm not going to release mods if no one gives a shit. I'm still going to do Asami and Korra from the Legends of Korra, Avatar: The Legends of Korra, which I'm a big fan of, and I really hope Avatar Studios animates more of them, and even more of Aang. I'm not going to get into that. I still got to finish that mod. I really have to like, I don't find the time for it. I really got to sit down and like play her quest and get to the Sovngarde portal so I can take some pictures of them holding hands, just like the very final of the last episode of Legends of Korra, which left a big bloody hole in me, and because it just felt way too open. It felt like an entirely new adventure, and then you're waiting for it, but it's not there. There's other reasons to why. I've talked about it in the previous videos, I think, but I don't want to go into it here. This is Frangie. Anyway, let me know if you guys are interested in these sort of unique characters getting their own modifications. I do add perks to them to make them an actual like lethal character, so she's very good at archery. I might even give her like some dual wielding things, so she can use 2 swords and be quite efficient at them at close range if someone gets close to her. But other than that, I'm gonna leave this here. Like I said, leave me a comment if you're interested in sort of characters like this in the background. I'll make them followers or followable, and I'll even make them marriageable. So if you finish the Civil War with a Stormcloak hero, you don't want to return to her shack, you can marry her and bring her back into the city as a fellow Stormcloak hero. Anyway, peace out, guys.